Okay, welcome to the first lecture actually, of databases and data retrieval. In this lecture, I am going to go you all actually to walk you through the installation and what we're gonna do, what software we're gonna do, what type of programming, why it's important, where do we use that, etc., etc. So, um, here is the plan, or here is what's in for you. So we're going to answer the question, what's a database, and then what's a database management system. I'll also let you know, it's not in there, but I can let you know where the softwares, the types, why it's important, where do we use that, and also what software we're gonna use, etc., etc. So basically, have you ever been in this scenario? Like get in within a registration form, like I don't know what with YouTube, Gmail, whatever. Okay. Then we have to make our data to create our account within first name, last name. I don't know. The gender depends actually on the situation. Maybe information about our credit card, etc., etc. So basically, the question is, where do we store this data? Okay, right? So before it was not done, but right now, as you know, everything is online, and then we need a database. We need a place to store our data, right? Now, what's a database? A database, as you know, spreadsheet, etc. A database is an organized store of data for fast and easy retrieval of data. Okay, this is a simple example within the customer ID, the first name, the last name, the phone number, the country. But basically, that's not the real situation. This is an easy example. Okay? In databases, we might have several tables that are linked together or they have a relation together. Okay? Now, these customers also would have their another table with transactions, another table with the number of products they got, another table of the sales of the store, etc., etc. Okay, now I just wanna give you an example. All right, now the big question, we know what's a database. How about database management system? A database management system, remember DBMS, is a software system that is designed to manage and organize data in a structured manner. It allows users to create, modify, and query a database, as well as manage the security and access controls for that database. Like, not I got a database, we are working in the same company, but not everyone should have access to that database. So security is important because it contains most likely the information, sensitive information. Okay, so we got a database management system that gather information from the apps, from the websites, from the users, from etc., etc., and using API. Okay, using application processing information. I'm gonna talk about this later, like how we gather the information. This is done by API. The software is called like database management system, and to create it creates our database in the purple spot. Got it? Now we do have two types. Right now, this is very, very important. This course would include two types of databases. Okay, the first one it is called the relational databases. The second one it is called non-relational databases. Okay, which is the non-SQL or NoSQL. Mainly works in the development of the websites and the applications of social media because it's huge, just like Facebook. And later, once we learn relational databases, it's gonna be first. It is recommended to learn relational first, and then to talk a little bit about the drawbacks of relational, like why do we like introduce non-SQL? Like why do we have these? You know what I mean? Um, just to let you know, an example of the softwares of non-SQL or non-relational databases. Now, either Firebase or Mongo database or MongoDB. Okay, and actually, we're gonna work with MongoDB. Okay, with that part. Okay, and there's actually other softwares, but like most likely, the most known one is the Mongo databases. Okay. Now, pretty sure you're gonna ask the question. Okay, we in that slide we know what does mean the softwares, but how about the software like the software on non-SQL? But how about the SQL one? How about the relational one? Relational databases. All right, let's see first an example, okay, and then we talk about the software. Is a set of tables that have a relationship, that have a link. Okay, so like for example, I'm gonna get you an example from our an example from education would make sense. We got a table of a list of students, and each student has a course ID. Okay, within the same thing, like each ID has a name. Course ID, it's each course ID has a name. And each and in another table we got each ID has a name, student ID. Hopefully it makes sense. So course ID, what are the courses ID and what are the student ID, and within the student ID attached the courses draw the semester, either fall, summer, or spring semester. Okay, I'm pretty sure you can see the relation between the tables, and these are three tables. It might be more, it might be two, it might be one. All right. Now this lecture would not be longer. Okay, just I'm gonna walk you through the installation, okay? That's the most important part. So what's the language for database management system? The language is structured query language, SQL, because I have to let you know what that means, SQL, okay? Now, a software of relational databases management system are either Microsoft SQL Server, which is not free, Oracle, which is also not free, IBM databases, first company in a relational database management system. This is important. MySQL is an open source software, and PostgreSQL, and it's also open source software. Okay, now there is a good news actually. You might say, this is a lot. Okay, is it different languages? Now the good news that the syntax that we're gonna learn works for all the software mentioned above. Okay, now for us, we're going to work with the highlight part in green, which is MySQL. But if you, for example, if you work with, if you got Postgre installed, yes, you can work on it. If you got Microsoft SQL Server, it's fine. I mean, no problem, okay? But basically, I show you what server we're gonna work on it, just basic because it's not heavy, easy to install, and it's gonna allow us to work through so many projects. Got it? All right, MySQL relational databases development environment, because this is important because you might have the question. Um, okay, what should you install? Now we got two environments. Okay, the first one it is MySQL Workbench, mainly used by developer for designing and managing databases. It provides features like schema modeling, SQL editing, and performance monitoring. Okay, and we also have something called server, which is called XAMPP, is more oriented toward creating a local web development environment. However, MySQL is automatically installed as a part of XAMPP installation. XAMPP stands for X operating system, either Mac or Windows or Unix, Apache, MySQL, PHP, Perl. It is an open source platform that is readily available and free downloading. And basically, we're gonna work on this part. Okay, I wanna make sure on exam. That one also it's free, no problem. But the reason I picked that one just because it's gonna allow us to work draw mini projects. Okay, where hopefully it makes sense. Otherwise, you can always ask me. That one is free. If we're gonna need it, of course, I'm gonna walk you through. But for instance, just that one. Okay. Okay. Why use MySQL? Okay, this is important. MySQL is a popular choice for managing relational databases for several reasons. I want to let you know the reasons. It's an open source software, which means it's free use and has a large community of developers contributing to its improvement. Secondly, relational. It allows users to organize data into tables with rows and columns, facilitating efficient data storage and retrieval. Especially the word retrieval is important, okay? We do have more reasons actually. Okay, let me make sure I got the slide on my screen. Reliability has been around for a long time and is known for its stability and reliability. Performance. MySQL is optimized for performance, making it capable of handling high volume transaction and large data set efficiently. Scalability. MySQL can scale both horizontally and vertically to accommodate growing data and user load. So, like for example, if you wanna add another feature, I'm gonna add something like let me say horizontally and vertically. Add another row, like another another data point. Okay, so that's what it means. Okay, you can add more resources to a single server or distribute the workload across multiple servers using techniques such as I think here is sharing or replication. Okay, I have to correct that part. All right, compatibility. MySQL is widely supported by many programming language, and this is very very important. Of course, we're going to have a project that's gonna be linked to Python and has MySQL. Basically, is compatible with programming language. Frameworks provide a set of. So what does mean frameworks? It means simply that there is some platform that's gonna allow us to code easily. Okay, so a set of tools that and elements that help in the speedy development process. Okay, It offers connectors and APIs for popular languages just like PHP, Python, Java, and more, making it easy to integrate with your existing software stack. Oh, another important, let me say, feature is the security. So MySQL provides robust security features to protect your data, including access controls, encryption, and auditing capabilities with proper configuration. You can ensure that only authorized users um, have access to sensitive information, which is, you know, we always make sure that our data are should be secure, right? Uh, all right. One of the like the things that I want you to know, and I didn't skip on my lecture, is the application of MySQL. MySQL is used in various applications across a wide range of industries and domains because of its versatility and performance. Here are some common applications of MySQL. Course in e-commerce. MySQL extensively used in e-commerce platforms for managing products, catalog, customer data, order, and transaction. Okay, the second one is called the content management system. Many popular CMS platforms rely on MySQL as their backend database to store website content, user profiles, comments, and configuration settings, just like websites Wix, Shopify, eBay. Well, I cannot remember other websites, but I'm pretty sure you know Wix website. Because if like someone wanna make a website, I mean, if he cannot do it, then Wix can do it for him. Okay, you can make a search about. There is also a sorry other website that I cannot remember now. Shopify also. Just make a search. You would find more examples actually. All right, MySQL also is employed in financial application, including banking systems, payment processing platforms, and accounting software to manage transactional data, customer accounts, and financial records, which makes sense, right? It is also used in healthcare application for storing and managing patient records, medical histories, treatment plans, and diagnostic information. Especially, I want to talk about that point because in in hospitals sometimes they have to apply to like different diagnostics and check which one gonna work. So the data basically is saved somewhere, okay? Actually in MySQL. Social media, okay? MySQL powers the back end databases of many social media platforms, including user profiles, posts, comments, likes, and connection. Just like social media a lot: Instagram, TikTok, I don't know, Twitter, all the apps that you know. And I might forgot some, but it's okay. All right. Also, let's say that I want to give you an example. Let's say that someone want to make a website, okay? Of course, if we want to make a website, let's say that we're going to sell a product, then we're going to save our data somewhere, okay? Now, to build our website that shows data from a database, you will need a relational database management system just like MySQL. We're gonna do that using API. API gonna gather the information of our customers Yeah. Okay, a server-side scripting language just like PHP. Okay, to use SQL, to get SQL, that's the software is our DBMS, but SQL is the way how we're gonna code, uh, like how we're gonna make our database actually to get the data you want. And then of course when we use a web page, this is means that we're gonna write it through HTML, CSS, and actually PHP or JavaScript, doesn't matter. Okay. All right. Now, like I said, because we're gonna work with MySQL, we need an environment to write our where we're gonna actually code our database. Okay. Or now our relational database management system is going to be XAMPP. Okay. The only thing you have to do, just go to that link. I'm going to make sure to pick up your suitable operating system. If you have a Windows one, then it's Windows. If you have a Linux one, then it's Linux. If you have a Mac, then it's Mac. Okay, it's easy. Download the server. And when you finish, when you download it, now you would find this page. Just click on the first link, okay? If it is Windows, just make sure the latest version, okay? Now, once you download it, you're gonna click on the server and then just go through next, 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 okay? Okay, just make sure to have next, next until the end. If you have trouble with it, just let me know. After that, you're gonna make a search on your computer on XAMPP control panel. Okay. When you finish, it's gonna pop up a screen like that. Now, if you wanna open the first time MySQL, make sure to do star on Apache, star on MySQL, and when it's gonna pop up here green, here it's green, and after that click on admin and it's gonna show you your first environment to write um, like a SQL. Okay. Now the intention, just this, learn what's relational database management system, like where do we use it, install the environment. After that, in the classwork, we're going to slightly be the assignment. I'm gonna check your if you don't download the server correctly, and then there is some steps that we can complete through the classwork. Um, Now you should be fine. I'm pretty sure there is no issue with the installation, especially if you work in Windows. Now, even if you work in Mac, if you have a Mac computer, no worries, it's fine. I do have a Mac. I did it actually for both Mac and Windows, and it's okay. Just like a simple installation. There is no path that you have to do or something. Okay. What else? Yeah, that would be the last part. After that, we're going to make a database together in class, our first database. No programming or something, just like name a file within an extension of database. That would be our classwork. Okay. Now, that's the end of our lecture. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I'll make sure that by before the class begin. Okay. You got the installation steps. What else? I'm just gonna see you on the next lecture. Super excited for this class too. Um, and see you on the next one.